let me talk about sanctions and why that exists. I think a lot of people assume that sanctions is evil, but it's more because people don't want to trade with unstable regimes, and that's all really. And it's also used by apologetics who kind of defends terrible regimes too. Let's talk about let's take Afghanistan for example. No, they're suffering poverty right now, and people often try to accuse United States. Oh, it's because they sanctioned them. No, it's because the regime sucks. It's terrible. I can sort of compare this to North Korea. I mean, do you really want to support that regime, a communist regime? Really? First of all, communism kind of sucks because it's basically a one dictatorship that basically it doesn't really allow any other parties basically outside the communist regime, which is kind of a dictatorship. But to sum it up, historically, even if you look at devotion cultures such as Catholicism and Sunni Islam, they never develop. They never do because they are focused on devotion. That's the whole aspect of that culture. It's just devotion, meaning that if they are neglecting work culture, why should they even bother? That's the problem. Is when you got Taliban into government, basically what they do is they focus on Sunni Islam, which is like Catholicism and Sunni Islam. They are both devotion cultures. They only focus on that aspect, and when you have that in government, it sucks. It stagnates. That's what happens. Because historically, devotion culture has never helped. It hasn't helped Europe. It hasn't helped Middle East. For example, in the beginning of Islam, the reason why Middle East had some influence on science was because fundamentalism hasn't kicked in yet. It wasn't until 1200 AD that it kind of kicked more in, and that's when it kind of stagnated. As compared to Europe, where Catholicism basically didn't really help much from 400 to 1500 AD. But then you have work cultures such as Protestantism and secularism in government, and boom, it gets better. So that's the problem. It's the type of government you have that sucks. Don't blame it on sanctions. You're just that's just a stupid joke. It's based on the bad government you have. It's the culture you have that sucks if it's bad. And I'm not, I'm not anti-religious. I just think if a religious culture sucks, it shouldn't be something that should be on the government level. That's all. So yeah, sanction is totally okay if it's to avoid trading with unstable regimes, because it doesn't help you. It basically rewards corruption basically. So yeah, I just want to cover that a little bit. Thank you for listening and bye.